With close to 10 million acres burned last year, wildfires continue to threaten lives and property in almost every state. This Saturday is Wildfire Community Preparedness Day, and research shows risk can be reduced when residents take just a little time to prepare. Here with more is Kathy Prudhomme, the manager of FireWires USA of the National Fire Protection Association. Good morning, Kathy. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us to talk about this very, very important topic. The wildfire community is this Saturday creating a day to spread all the great information and help people get prepared. What do we need to know?
You know, it's a day to start having conversations. Families typically, it's not high on their priority list to spend time on a Saturday preparing for wildfires, but it's really important that they carve that time out. It's to talk about what would you take if you had to be evacuated? Have you registered your cell phones for emergency notifications so that you know you need to evacuate? You know, helping senior citizens. One of the biggest things is when there's an emergency, senior citizens tend to not remember their street address. So help, your grandparents or maybe an aunt and uncle get some emergency numbers put into their cell phones, make sure that their phones are registered to get those notices, and just have those conversations as a family. Where would we go if our evacuation route was blocked and we couldn't leave? Do we know a second way out of our communities?
Absolutely, Kathy. These are all just really good tips. The thing is, when an emergency happens, if you haven't planned ahead, you only have the information you do in the moment. You might panic. Let's talk about when wildfires happen. I mean, first off, you can't exactly plan for when they're going to happen. They happen when they happen. It's nature, correct?
That's true. And it's just like any other natural disaster. You should be prepared if you live in an area where those events could happen. And in Nevada, wildfires happen. So taking time to prepare not only your personal belongings, but your home are really important to surviving that event.
Wow. And Kathy, I moved to Vegas from California, and we had our share of natural disasters, including earthquakes. And I know that when it comes to protecting your home, you want to think of those top priorities first. What do you think are the top priorities that people should keep in mind about protecting their home from wildfires?
Really look at the home itself. And people tend to think it's my big trees, it's my vegetation. All those have a role, but your home is so vulnerable to embers. And in a wildfire, those embers can travel up to 2 miles ahead of the wildfires. And they can land in your gutters where they can burn debris, on your roof. They can drop in between deck boards. You need to look at all of those places, and it's simple things to do. It's really just some general maintenance. Make sure that your deck is not a storage area underneath of it. Remove anything that could ignite. That's really big. And not having wood mulch right up against your home and not putting vegetation up next to your windows. Because if those embers land in those plants, if the plants are dry or they have waxes and resins in them, they could ignite, which breaks the glass next to the plant, which allows an entry point for the fire into your home.
Oh my goodness, Kathy, I just laid down some mulch last weekend. Now I'm like, oh boy, did I put it too close to the house? I appreciate all your oversight.
You wanted it that 0 to 5 feet away. Yeah,
okay.
Thank you.
Wow, where can we go for more great tips like this?
For project ideas for this Saturday, wildfirepreparednessday.org, or for general tips that you can do year-round at your home, firewise.org.
Kathy, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good one. It's never too late to get prepared, folks. Reduce the risk to your home, your neighborhood, and your family during Wildfire Community Preparedness Day this Saturday. For more info, head to the website on your screen. The National Fire Protection Association is a proud sponsor of the Morning Blend.